Welcome to As the Story Grows. I'm Brian Patton. Today we welcome Julia and Manuel from Kontrust to the podcast. Kontrust released Madworld back on November 3rd via Napalm Records. Manuel and Julia talk about their musical background, how Kontrust came together and refined their sound, adding Julia to the band, the layoff between albums, and more. Make sure you subscribe to As the Story Grows wherever you get your podcasts. Ratings and reviews help get the podcast in front of more listeners and is always appreciated. You can join the mailing list over on Substack, where I'll be sharing my Kontrust origin story. Don't miss out. We're also on Discord, and you can support the show financially on Patreon. For $1 a month, you get early access to every episode. Links will be in the show notes or at asthestorygrows.com. Enjoy today's chat with Manuel and Julia from Kontrust. Let's just start. Where did each of you grow up?
I grew up in Austria.
Now, where in Austria?
In a small village in Upper Austria, to be exact. But I'm living in Vienna for 24 years now.
Oh, nice.
And me?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was born in Russia. It was even Soviet Union times back then. I'm old. Yeah, kidding. And then last 11 years, before I moved to Austria, I lived in the western part of Ukraine. So I can say about myself, I'm an person with Ukrainian heart, but with Russian passport. So yeah. And live in Austria now in Vienna.
What got you into music?
I was actually born already with music talent and with good ears. I would say I'm hearing since I was a small child. I hear the right tones. I hear the harmonies. I can intonating with voice very good right from very early childhood. So my parents noticed it very early, and I everywhere where I could take part in some stage, let's say, concerts, like in a kindergarten, in a school, everywhere where it's possible, I was invited and involved, of course, because it was obvious that I'm a music person already. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's step by step, you live, you learn.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me it was quite similar actually. I also started out as a kid. Actually, I started out with playing the flute back then, as it's quite common here. But then switched to drums rather soon. I think I was 7 or 8 when I started playing the drums, and then went to music school for a little bit over a decade. And during this time, I of course got through my friends and stuff evolved to rock and roll music and stuff, and I stuck to it.
Nice. When you were growing up, was there a good, for Manuel, for you in Austria, was there a good music scene that you were involved in?
When I started out playing in bands, there definitely in Upper Austria, there definitely was a nice scene back then. Actually, by now it does not exist anymore to that extent. But here in Vienna, it's quite good still. And also all the festival organizer stuff evolved over the years. It actually got better and better. The only downside by now was, of course, Corona, which killed quite a lot of participants in that scene, and a lot of organizers went bankrupt and stuff. So for now, it's a little bit tricky and difficult, but in general, the scene here is quite nice.
Nice. What about for you, Julia?
Let's say, I guess when I lived in Ukraine, I reached that limit, for growing up more as a performer, as a musician, because the music style I was interested in to perform there is not so, how to say it, they're not interested so much in that. They're more interested in like Ukrainian music. Of course, I understand it, but it wasn't for me. Although I love Ukrainian songs very much, but I saw myself in something different, in foreign music, in that styles which that there couldn't grow up the way I would like it to be, like really serious. So of course I thought, or I should go somewhere to United States or to Europe, like not Eastern Europe, but Central or Western, or somewhere where it's more where really people like it, the thing I want to do. So after taking part in few competitions, like how to say, the TV projects, like X Factor, for example, or Voice, I realized like, okay, it's nice, but after after a while, like you start to take part in it, and then you just cut off because, or they are not interested in you, or I don't know, they need something else, which I'm happy because when I left the project, so I had the great video with my performance, which still very useful now. But I'm happy that I didn't become the finalist or stuck with some contract, for years. Yeah. So I moved here, and now I'm pretty happy about what's going on.
Yeah. You get in the machine and you realize it's really fucking tough, and you really gotta be lucky.
Yeah, I'm lucky actually.
Yeah. Manuel, how did you end up in Kontrust?
Actually, I'm one of the two left founding members of Kontrust. The other one is Stefan, our front male singer. And we had a project before that, which lasted for, I guess, 1.5 to 2 years. And then we decided to found a new band, which was back in 2001. And since then, I'm with Kontrust.
Nice. Where'd the name come from?
Tricky question. It's quite some time passed by. We're that old. Memory is also not what it used to be anymore. Yeah. No, but of course, our name is kind of also our program. What we do in music, we try to always be, contrasty. We approach things usually a little bit differently than most of the other bands, I would say. Mm-hmm. We always try to be colorful and creative, and work with a lot of different kind of styles, elements, influences, and all of that mixed together is Kontrust.
Nice. When you guys were starting out and trying to like define the sound, like how did you come up with like this, like, I mean, I don't know how else to describe you other than like party metal, right? Like it's always like fun and like a good time. Like what led you to that like decision and direction?
I would not necessarily say that it's party metal, but maybe more like festival music, festival style, which people just can celebrate. The crowds are always moving, jumping, dancing. And that's exactly what we want, because this also gives us in return just a very great feeling on stage when you really feel the energy both ways. So we all it's always important for us to provide a positive energy and positive mood, I guess that grew by itself. In the beginning, for example, we did not have a female voice with us, which came to us, I think it was in 2005. And from then on forward, it developed more and more into that kind of style that we are producing still.
Nice. Yeah, in a C,
which is also Kontrust, actually.
Yeah.
Female and male voice.
Yeah.
Sure, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, in like a sea of like bands where everything is like dark and black and like exactly. All the time, you guys are just like a happy fun band and like
exactly. I think it's quite nice to have some positive vibes coming as well from the music, as also from the lineup. As Julia mentioned, it's just a little bit different. We're two drummers, or let's say one drummer and me on percussions. Two voices, one male, one female, and all that mix of different styles and influences just creates a very positive energy.
How'd you guys end up with Napalm Records?
They discovered us, that was 2010, I guess. We released our second album, Time to Tango, in 2009. And at least here in Europe, Bomba got kind of famous, let's say. We hit the charts in the Netherlands and in Austria with it. So at a certain point, Napalm decided they get in touch with us.
Nice. You guys put out your last record before this in 2014. What led to the layoff between records?
Let's say we mainly tried to focus on live business, on live shows, and we were actually touring a lot during the past years. We actually had the biggest shows ever all the way through Europe in the last couple of years. But for a studio production, there was some break in between now, which lasted almost a decade. Of course, also Corona times hit us very hard during that time, which cost 2-3 years at least. Yeah. So it was about time to come up with a new release, which we finished now this year.
Yeah. Coming out of Corona, Julia, you enter the picture and join the band. How did you get involved with Kontrust?
Through one mutual friend. He invited me to trying myself in rehearsing for being new female lead singer for Kontrust. Okay, let's try. And I recorded a few short parts of their songs sent to guys, and I guess there were one or two more girls who also was my concurrence, Yeah. But in the end, I guess I won because I'm here now. And when we met with guys in real life, it was from the start like a match, let's say, and I felt very comfortable with all of them, and they also accepted me, and it just feels right, when you find your people, your band, your group. It's you just feel it. You cannot explain it, and that's how it works on studios recording and rehearsals, live shows. It's everywhere just comfortable. They are really great guys, and they are really high professionals, which I'm really enjoying. And yeah, that's true. And what is also the cherry on the cake of that band, it's not just drummer but percussionist, which not any band, any second whatever band have it, and it's adding actually that special spice to the sound and to the band.
Yeah, nice. What has it been like having a new vocalist and new drummer come into the band and this mix, like post-COVID? Like, has it like rejuvenated the band?
Okay, now your turn. Tell it to me.
Yeah, to be honest, we're just extremely lucky to have Julia and Joey on board. I mean, Julia just has an awesome voice, an incredible voice that fits our music just perfectly. Mm-hmm. And Joey is a hard hitter like our music demands, And especially working with Julia in the studio was real fun, as her voice covers just a huge range. Yeah. Which in turn gives us, of course, also the opportunity to go further and deeper than ever before and tap into new dimensions when it comes to songwriting. So as Julia said, it was a perfect match, which worked out from the beginning. And we're very lucky to have.
Overkill day and night. Lederhosen left.
Was writing this record more difficult because of Corona and lockdowns, or did you start writing like once things had opened back up?
I wouldn't say it was more difficult, but it was different from the workflow, to get into the workflow. Actually, I started already during Corona times to write the first ideas and to compile the first drafts and templates and stuff. And I think that was like 2 or 2.5 years ago. And to be honest, it was some. I don't know. I just needed to kick some asses, I guess, to have the others really get on board, to get into the flow, to get into the work mode, and to catch up, let's say. But in the end, it turned out really well, and we, of course, got along great, and we're very satisfied.
Hold on, Denver, it will be alright. 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 Yo, 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 hey.
Album is called Madworld. Where'd the title come from?
As you mentioned before, it's almost a decade now since our last studio production, and on Madworld we definitely had all our influences, our experiences, what we observed, what happened in the world during this rather long time period. We tried to implement it all on the CD, on the album. And I guess the title speaks for itself.
Yeah. Who did the album artwork?
Mainly Stefan, our main singer. He's a very visually talented guy, very creative when it comes to that stuff. And he always, the artwork is very detail rich. They're very lot of elements and nuances in there that, of course, have to represent the title madworld. It has to be a full package all together. And he always provided us with suggestions and small hints and small parts of the artwork. And then we, of course, decided together which stuff looks cool, what works out great, and then in the end, he finished it up nicely.
Nice. Julia, were you doing any of the writing of the lyrics or just singing?
Let's say in creating lyrics, I guess no, for sure, no. I didn't take part because my English skills, I think, is not so perfect enough for creating this type of level of lyrics, Mm-hmm. Something simple I can create, but it's not what the band needs. And usually my creativity turns on when I'm working with the songs, with the sketch of songs, right in the studio, for example, in the process. So I already need to have some ideas already about music, about lyrics, about vocal lines, for example. And then I can, according to my music vision, let's say, and as a vocalist, what fits me, what not fits me so well, I can create, replace maybe, or create something completely new melody, which in the end really fits and sits. So I'm not creator from the zero, from the start, but when I'm involved in process, so yeah, that's really helpful for me, and I can show off something.
Nice. The album's out November 3rd. What's the rest of this year look like? Do you guys have shows coming up or a tour? Are you just looking ahead to next year?
Yeah, there's a few release shows, of course, coming up here in Austria. As I said, this year we completely focused on selected shows in Austria, which is quite nice for a change because the distances for touring are just not that big. Usually we're touring all the way through Europe, but this year with the album production, we decided to step back a little bit on touring and really focus on the album, which is of course very, very busy times also. And after release, of course, there is reason enough to celebrate, and then we're looking forward to next year, and I'm sure we will tour further. Yeah, I think the album will definitely be a success. At least for us, it is already, because we just cannot wait that the fans finally have new material from us. We are looking forward to the release very much, and you should definitely tune in, listen to it, give it a try, at least on Spotify or on YouTube, where it's free anyway. So tune in. I'm sure you'll like it.
Yeah. The record's great. I Rock to Outer Space and Lederhosen Overkill, Masterpiece of a Monster. It's an incredible record to listen to.
Nice. Actually, Rock to Outer Space is also one of my favorites.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It will not change. I can't control it. It's too far out of range. I can't control it. I can't control it. Can you control it? I can't control it. I can't control it. Can you control it?
Thanks for listening to As the Story Grows. Our intro music was written and composed by Jeremy Hunt. The As the Story Grows theme is by Bob Nana. If you like what you hear, subscribe wherever you get your podcasts and give us a rating and review. If you'd like to support the show financially, you can join us at patreon.com/asthestorygrows. Be a part of our community and join the ongoing conversation over on Discord. If you enjoy this episode, share it on social media with your friends. Much appreciated, and thanks for listening.
I never felt so young and alive as when I'm diving into a tune. And now I'm learning as I listen along, and the wheels are turning, and I started a song. One good word and I'm gone. Oh, as the story grows, the more I wanna know, the more I wanna show you. As the story grows, as the story grows. You can create something lasting and great, something passionate and real. And I'll bring in my own good feelings, I'll sing it with meaning. Let's just attack it and never look back. It's wild and fantastic. All together at full power, we're so much better. What's that word?